Good evening, popular astronomers. It is Pop Astro Live. Oh my gosh. I'm exhausted before I even start. I should start telling you about what happens to me before I get down here and hit the go live button. This evening, the washing machine leaked, I scratched the car, and the computer died minutes before. So I'm never in this completely zen state of mind whenever I come and do this. Something has always happened, but I am here and I'm so happy. It's definitely my best night of the week. Welcome to Pop Astro Live, and look at the fancy royal purple lettering along the bottom. That can only mean, well, it doesn't mean anything really. It means I've chosen the colour purple because we've got a slightly royal version tonight. Presidents aren't royal, but it was the closest royal colour I could get. Tonight, it's the Pop Astro Live Presidential Palace Special. So what I'm going to do is just play the countdown while people join. Bear with me. It keeps on muting my microphone as well. So let me just have a fiddle with my settings. Audio. Vicky's AirPods. Right. It was muting the audio last week. We had all sorts of fun with that. I'm sorry. If I go off, just let me know. We'll play the intro now, which is here. Let's go. Oh, thank you. I'm just reading the comments. It's getting to the point now where I'm getting that many comments that I could just make a whole show out of reading them. Thank you, Steve, for your comments. Steve Salmon, who was on last week with his fantastic talk about the British Interplanetary Society. Steve, I've not sent you the link over of the show yet, and I will do that when maybe sometime next week, but hold tight and the link will come. Catherine Grimes, hello from Kathy and the Ragdolls. David Froggatt, Vicky, David and Bath, been looking for, oh, thank you. We've got a lovely clear sky tonight here on Anglesey. Good internet though. Paul, honestly, you know what? Right, there's a cupboard that I have to plug into, if you remember my tribulations, through in the next room. And it's like the hub for the holiday cottages. And I just opened the door and it had all changed in there. There's new boxes, new wires, new everything. And I managed to find my one little plug, which is hidden away on a little box right up in the corner. But that was another heart-stopping moment. Oh, my gosh. Yes, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm on 70 megs. I can hear the internet on my fillings. It's so strong. Thank you for Sonia Turkington. Hopefully we'll have you on with us shortly. Well, later on this evening. And good evening, Vicky and Pop Astro peeps. Perfect internet. So it blimmin' should be this evening. Sadly, not from my own house. I am down in the stables again, but there we go. So, no problem, Vicky. Thanks so much. Oh, I must remember, if I'm reading the comments, I've got to show them rather than just read them that are scrolling out on my screen. So thank you so much to everybody who is participating. Cosmo loves you. He is so grateful that you let him stay on, that he's been dangling around upside down, swinging backwards and forwards, chewing at my telescope, because he lives on my telescope, don't you know? Right, okay. This evening, it is the Pop Astro Presidential Palace Special. We've got 4 different guests on this evening. 2 are presidents or have been presidents of the society, and we've got Eleni with the space news and space traffic and travel, and also Sonia Turkington, who's the new SPA weather reporter. So what have you seen in the sky this week? Hello, excellent signal. It's blimmin' hot strong, isn't it? Hello, Bob Jessamine. Hi, everybody. Double points if you have seen were you aware of the fireball earlier this week? There does seem to be a big increase in fireballs. Ooh, should we be concerned? What do you think? I'm not so sure about that. Okay, let David Froggatt know if we should be concerned. Maybe we should be. Okay, so this week we have also got, now remember we play a game occasionally called Crater or Potato, and it flummoxes astronomers whether they have to guess whether it's a crater or whether it's a potato. Well, tonight it's President or resident in brackets of the universe and solar system? It's all I could think of. So we'll be testing our two presidents as to whether it is the name of a president or a resident of the heavens. That's the correct one. That's what we'll say. So let's have a look. Oh, Wendy saw it. She saw it. Glad Cosmo has stayed. Thought we were going to save the Cosmic One campaign there for a while. Yeah. Cosmo says thank you. Okay. So guess what I've been doing? I have been doing it through the keyhole. I have been having a snoop through the presidential palace of the Society for Popular Astronomy. It's very big and it's very opulent. And in residence is our new president, Andrew Coates. And also off in an annex was our vice president, former president, Stephen Serjeant. I hope I'm getting all my facts here correct. So do you want me to tell you what I saw inside the palace? It's very, very lavish and exclusive. I don't know where they get the budget to fund this lifestyle from. So it's lined with gold-plated telescopes. And on either side of the grand entrance, there's a stuffed Galileo and an animatronic Brian Cox. And in the throne room, very impressive throne. It's made from Campo del Cielo meteorite. The wallpaper, papering the walls of the presidential SPA palace, is first editions from so many well-known astronomy books. And the loo roll is also very high quality parchment. And I definitely saw some of Newton's diagrams on the loo roll. So we've got our next guest now, Stephen Serjeant. I saw him in the presidential palace drinking his Nesquik through Galileo's telescope instead of a straw. Quite the scandal. It's a good job it's not been released to the public. It would bring the astronomy world to its knees. And at night, Cassiopeia and Orion climb from the sky and do karaoke together for the sole amusement of our new president, Andrew Coates. It's scandalous, I tell you. And it's also rumoured that the presidential dog is actually Sirius. But we cannot confirm or deny that rumour. Tell you what, it blows Meghan and Harry's interview right out of the water and to the cosmic microwave background. Fireballs occur at random. Let's have a look. Random doesn't mean equally spaced intervals, so you will sometimes get several within a short space of time. Okay, great. Wendy says, it was really exciting about the meteor. I happened to see it. Let's hope it's a meteorite. And oh, yes, of course. Yes, the strew field, as they call it, where it might have landed. Right. Okay. We're going over onto Stephen Serjeant. Are you ready, Stephen? This is going to be a right old hoo-ha once I get you on the screen because Stephen is great. Hi.
Hello. Hi. Oh, my goodness. You told us all this, told everyone all the secrets about the palace. My God.
I bubbled you.
Bubbled me.
Isn't that is what it's like there, though, isn't it?
It's absolutely true. Yeah. And there's a transporter to Mars as well.
Oh, so, and yes, and yeah. That is where all your subs money goes to. Your 23 quid a year goes to funding his lavish lifestyle and thrones made from meteorites.
Yes.
So actually, the last time I saw you, you were skipping in Cambridge.
I was, yeah. Actually, I do like skipping. It breaks up the working day. Genuinely, I like breaking up the working day with a bit of exercise, something to get your heart rate going, and it helps concentration and stuff. It really does.
So since you mentioned it, I've got my weighted skipping rope out, and the difference it makes, it puts you like in 1 minute, sends you from feeling really flagging to very buzzy.
Yeah, it's like a shot of espresso, but with a faster hit. It's great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So how many skips do you do?
Well, just for a few minutes, actually, because it's quite tiring. It's surprisingly hard work.
Yeah, I've got a weighted rope. They're good, aren't they?
They are good. Yeah, but I'm not as fit as I ought to be, let's just say. Yeah, I was like, but 1, 2, 3. Oh, my goodness. Here we go.
How have you been finding lockdown? First of all, actually, Stephen, would you like to tell the world who you are for anybody who's not heard of you?
Okay, crikey. Right. So I'm... Stephen Serjeant. For the last couple of years, I've been president of the Society for Popular Astronomy.
Do you salute presidents? What are you meant to do?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. More.
Cosmo will bow
before
you.
Cosmo. Oh, how lovely. Oh, my goodness. I am indeed honoured. Yes. So anyway, so I've been the president for 2 years, and now Andrew Coates has taken over the reins. It's a 2-year stint, so now I'm vice president. I'm sort of the departing vice president, and I'm also a Professor of Astronomy at the Open University, where I've been for, oh, crikey, over a decade now. Like 12, 13 years or something. Wow, it really shoots past. My goodness.
Wow. So how did you get involved in the SPA then? Did they just ask you?
Well, I know some of the people. People who've been involved with the SPA. So many people. All the names have just evaporated from my mind. Like Alice Shepherd, for example.
Oh, lovely Alice.
Super. Yeah, and Paul Sutherland. I've encountered before coming to the. I mean, there are lots and lots of people within the. In fact, I knew you from before the. I got involved with the SPA as well.
I think we followed each other on Twitter for some obscure reason.
We did, yes, that's right. Yes.
I've retired from Twitter. It used to be so much fun, and now it's just an echo chamber of hatred, Stephen.
It's a madness, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I've met so many lovely people on Twitter, and now when I go in, all these same lovely, sensitive, gentle people are just screaming on my phone.
Wow. Yeah. Social media. My goodness. Yes. Lovely. So lovely.
So tell us about your day job then.
The day job. Oh, right. So, well, I do research. I do teaching at the Open University. I'm interested in distant galaxies and warps in space and time, and infrared astronomy, and machine learning and artificial intelligence. Lots of applications of that at the moment, and it's really very interesting and very exciting. And I teach the advanced cosmology in the university, all the hard sums, the differential geometry, the general relativity stuff, and that is gloriously fun. It's mind-bending stuff. It is weird, and it really stretches your imagination. I think your brain is not made to conceptualize these things. So it's really interesting, but really demanding as well.
I would love to be able to do that, but I remember the look on my teacher's face as she showed me a simultaneous equation for the 50th time, and I couldn't do it. So I don't think I'm going to be joining you on your course anytime soon, but maybe I could make a documentary about it. Maybe. I mean, the maths of practice. I mean, it really is lots of practice, and you need someone sympathetic with you to. And there are sometimes you have a teacher that you just don't click with, and it doesn't work. So. But you know, that's kind of what the Open University is for. It's to pick people up from who've been unlucky and give them a bit more support to get through the practicing the maths. Oh, so tell me a good sum that you've done recently, then. like what was the outcome of it? Oh crikey! Well, actually, I've got someone working with me. He's written a paper. An academic paper. I've got it here, and it is full of hard sums, and I've been going over it really carefully. And it's a beautiful piece of work, and it's about annotating things in citizen science and looking for clumps in galaxies. And it's a mathematical analysis of when you get things right and when you get things wrong, and it's very technical, but it's a beautiful, careful piece of work. But it took like 2 days of picking through really carefully just to follow the argument, because he's a really smart fella who's done this. His name's Hugh Dickinson. Wow, that sounds so interesting. Look at my face. I just go dreamy when this kind of thing is spoken about. I've discovered, I think it's my favorite area of astronomy, cosmology. That's so nice. It's wonderful fun. Yeah. Tell us about your warps in space and time, doing the time warp. All right. Oh, yeah. So you wanted me not to give a PowerPoint, right? Yeah. I think that you can give a little bit of PowerPoint. Yeah. So I've got 12 slides. Is that okay? Depends how thrilling they are, Steve. They're glorious. I promise you faithfully, they are glorious. I wouldn't expect anything less from you. Go on. All right. So let's see what I can do. If I share screen, share entire screen, allow, and so that hopefully you can see my screen. Is that right? Yeah, I think you just might need to go to the PowerPoint first. Okay, that's it, and then full screen, stream it, full screen. Boom, you seeing it? That's it. Boom shakalak. Boom shakalak. Brilliant. Okay, so I'll talk just show you some beautiful pictures. Some of the most beautiful pictures I've got, I think, for warps in space and time. So
So right now you are.
Oh,
Wow, isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous?
that's nice.
Right now you are warping the space around you, and so am I. Everything, all the objects in the universe warp the space around them, but it's usually much too tiny to see directly. So you've got to go for something that's really gigantic, really heavy, like a cluster of galaxies. And you see all these orange splodges, circular splodges. That's the galaxies in this cluster of galaxies. That's the foreground thing. And you see all these little arcy things. You see that sort of circular sort of stuff, these little arc segments. Those are background galaxies, but they're being seen through the warped space of this galaxy cluster. And I think this is just such a glorious, glorious image, because it is, you're seeing the warp of space. You know you're looking through this galaxy cluster and you're seeing the warp that it makes, and it's like Einstein in a picture. It's one of my favorite pictures in astronomy. And so this is what we're doing. We're doing gravitational lensing. So this is using foreground stuff, using the warped space around foreground stuff to pick out background stuff. And so with a cluster of galaxies, it looks like this. If you're very lucky, you can find one galaxy that's just behind another galaxy. It can look kind of like this, where you got a back. I really love this one because it's basically because it looks like a smiley face. You got a background galaxy, and that's stretched into these arcy things, right? And then you got the foreground galaxy. In fact, two galaxies, and so we're seeing this background galaxy through the warped space of these of this foreground galaxy. But these are really hard to find because you've got to be really lucky to get one background galaxy just lined up behind another galaxy. So the question is, how can you find them? And we had a breakthrough with this a few years ago, and that was with an infrared space telescope called Herschel. And Herschel was really good at scanning the sky and taking big pictures of the sky. And it made a picture like this. And, you look at this and you think, wow, it's pretty, lots of really pretty stars. But actually, these aren't stars. Every single blob in this picture is a galaxy, an entire galaxy of like 100 billion stars in every one of those dots. It's just a glorious, glorious image. And all this wispy stuff, right, that's dust in our Milky Way. So that's, we call it cirrus, actually. It kind of looks like clouds, but that's clouds of dust in our Milky Way. But all these little dots, that's background stuff. And what we discovered is, every now and then you come up against a background dot that is super bright. And it's super bright because it's been magnified by some foreground galaxy. And so this turned out to be a fantastic way of finding warps in space. And when we followed this up, I think this was one particular bright blob, and we followed it up with other telescopes, and we found, well, there's the foreground one, and that's sort of the bluish thing, and the background one, the red one, and it's sort of slightly curved around it. And when we got this data, we knew we cracked it. We found a beautiful new way of finding these beautiful rare alignments. And you follow it up later with, so this is what it looked like with the Hubble Space Telescope. And then you follow it up with this telescope that exists in Chile called ALMA. It's an array telescope. It's a millimeter wave telescope, radio telescope. And
I bet I'm one of the only people who's got an ALMA sticker stuck on their dashboard of their car.
Glorious, glorious. Everyone should have an ALMA sticker. Everyone should have one. But it's just, the data is so good, and you just see this background galaxy stretched out into this beautiful arc. So so this looks, we've gone from having just a handful of objects, handful of these things, to maybe 1,000 now. So it's really, really kicking off. So the studying of warps in space and time has really kicked off because of this way of using infrared astronomy to find them. And it's going to get a lot bigger because of a new telescope that's coming called Euclid. And this is a model of Euclid, and you can see the size of the fellow next to it. They actually built it just to make sure they can work out how heat conducts through it, and actually they want to try and shake it to bits. They put it into a vibration machine and then and to see if it can survive launching. Because launching a telescope into space, it shakes it about quite a lot. Anyway, this thing is going to find 100,000 gravitational lenses, and it's going to be just glorious, really fantastic. But it'll be, those 100,000 will be dotted around about 1 billion other galaxies, so it's going to be really hard to find them. So we've been training machine learning to do that. So this is the future of astronomy, is we're going to be using machine learning to make discoveries, so artificial intelligence. So then you think, well, is there anything left for human beings to do? And I would say there is, because human beings do something that artificial intelligence just can't do. So there is artificial intelligence to spot faces in crowds, right? I mean, that's off-the-shelf stuff. But it takes a human being to take a look at a picture and go, wait a minute, that's a clown. There's a clown in the middle. But if you don't tell the machine to look for clowns, it won't tell you anything useful. So you'll always need human beings to look through data. So that's more or less what I wanted to say. But I just wanted to say that all this stuff about finding warps in space and time, it all sounds very sort of esoteric and abstract, and like there's no practical application to it apart from just learning about the universe. But I wanted to just talk briefly about cows, because there is a story here about how this stuff gets translated into the real world. So I was at a conference, and I was sitting next to a biological scientist called Neve Ford, and I was telling her about the gravitational lensing and warps in space and infrared astronomy, and she was saying, well, can you use these infrared detectors on livestock? Is there anything stopping you? I was like, no, there's no reason you can't do that. And she was saying, because we've got a problem in managing livestock, because we've got to be able to detect when cows are on heat. And apparently it actually changes the thermal profile of a cow. And so we got funding to do this. We've got the infrared detectors, and we're putting them up in milking parlors. We're going to fly them over drones and stuff. I mean, this is a glorious project. It kind of stopped a bit because of the lockdown and stuff, but it's on its way. And there is another project. I mean, this is not one that I'm doing directly, but it's one I did. I had a role helping setting it up, and it's looking for ammonia output of farms. And for that, we used the radio telescope technology, exactly the same technology with ALMA that you use with ALMA to find gravitational lenses. It's called heterodyne technology, and we're using it, or they are using it, to find ammonia outputs on farms. And you can see exactly where the ammonia is coming from on a livestock farm. So, I mean, the point is that the sort of stuff that we do can have all kinds of spin-off applications and technologies in all kinds of different areas. It's astronomy it can be surprisingly practical.
Who knew what astronomy means? We can monitor cows second time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I mean, I just wanted to finish with this beautiful picture of gravitational lenses. And actually these ones, there are 4 of these are real, and all the rest are simulated in order to train machine learning, artificial intelligence. I don't know. Are you able to tell which ones are the real ones? Because I find it really hard. Out of these 4, it's a real puzzle. Anyway, so I will at this point. I'll give you the answer. Actually, the answer is it's these 4 at the end. These 4 are the ones that are the ones that were the real ones, and everything else is just made up. Anyway, there's gravitational lensing and mad cows in a nutshell.
And you've restored my faith in PowerPoint. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad about that.
Oh, Stephen, we've got a couple of brain bamboozling questions. Catherine says, if there are gravitons that mediate the gravitational force, even if gravitons are massless, how can they escape from a black hole? Good luck with that.
That's a really good question, actually. Is this concept of okay, so the way forces work in quantum mechanics is the exchange of particles. So if you want like a electrical attraction or electrostatics or something like that, it's an exchange of a photon. And the quantum mechanical picture of gravity is exchanging of graviton particles. But we don't have a quantum theory of gravity. Nobody actually quite knows how it works. And the concept of the graviton isn't that well founded. And there are a bunch of different approaches to this. There's superstrings is one approach. Loop quantum gravity is another approach. And they are all quite speculative, and they're not completely outside without experimental constraints, but it's difficult. It's difficult to get constraints. So I would say I'm not sure I believe there is a graviton. Would be my answer to the question. I'm not sure it's the right sort of conceptual landscape, conceptual formulation.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know whether I'm getting a bit of an echo now. Now we've got Andrew Coates, your not his predecessor. Are you his predecessor? Oh wow, yes. My brain's stopping working. What advice would you give to our new president?
Oh,
Andrew Coates.
Have fun, really. There's the SPA is doing so much good stuff. It's got a great national reach. I would say, honestly, it is the leading national entry-level astronomy society. I think, and it plays a really important role there. So, and there's so much it can do, and there's lots of things changing, and the way people are giving talks is changing, the way meetings are changing. So there's a lot of opportunities. And it's a really exciting time. So yeah, have fun.
It took me months to get you on here. How long have we? Oh, since I've been doing this for over 6 months. So well done for finally getting you on.
Yeah, just as I was tipping over the edge and no longer president. Yeah, it did take a while. Yeah, diary. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's always a pleasure.
I'll just see if there's any questions. No, people are just writing the lyrics to Time Warp. Which is why I've been doing silly accents in the background. So there you go. Look, let's do the space warp again. Are you looking forward to dancing when the discos come back, Stephen?
Oh my! I am the absolute worst dancer. Oh my God! You just imagine Dad dancing, but a caricature of that, and that's kind of me, really. It's so.
What does he say? Dance like everybody's watching.
Yeah, I guess there's two ways to do it. It's like karaoke. You can either try to be really, really good, or you can just blaze a trail of glory and be absolutely rubbish. And that's basically my whole approach to life, really. Just gloriously rubbish.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, it's been a pleasure, and I'll ping you the link to this after the weekend. Catch you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, that was nice, wasn't it? There we go. Oh no, Stephen, wait. Stephen, come back.
Oh, what? Okay, hello.
Sorry, yeah, I cleared you off and then I realised we've not played the presidential version of Crater or Potato.
Oh my goodness. Right, okay.
Right, so the rhyming dictionary said there's only 1 or 2 rhymes with president, and one of them is resident. So is it a president or is it a resident of the heavens?
Okay, right.
These are good, actually. These are actually, I've researched these for you. This took me an hour today, so here we go. So is it a president or is it a resident of the heavens? Alpha Conde. What or who could Alpha Conde be?
Alpha Conde. Well, it sounds like it's a brighter star in a very obscure constellation. I'm going to go for resident on that one.
is the president of Guinea.
Is he really? Oh my goodness! Wow.
So 0 points to you. Okay, now I'm going to say this now. As Zuban ul Janubi.
Could you say that again, please?
It's as Zuban ul Janubi.
I'm going to go for president on that one.
I'm afraid it's everybody's favorite star name, which is down here. It's actually Arabic for Zuban el Ganubi, the alpha star in Libra.
Oh my goodness. Two down, two wrong. Oh, wow.
And then there's so yeah, Zuban el Ganubi, my favorite star name. Mokgweetsi Masisi.
Mokgweetsi?
Don't call him that. He'll get very angry. Mokgweetsi Masisi.
Okay. That sounds like a really interesting name. I'm going to go for president on that one.
Well done. He's the president of Botswana.
Oh, glorious.
Even Kath's just saying, oh dear, Stephen. Oh dear. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was it now. We'll see. So you got 1 out of 3. We'll see whether Andrew Coates does better.
Okay.
And that will truly decide who the ultimate president of the SPA is.
It will, yes.
Okay, see you later.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, that was nice, wasn't it? Okay, so we've played, done, just check on the list here, see that we're doing everything. Did you get this? Isn't it a beautiful magazine? I think I showed it last week. I haven't opened it yet, actually. I have been too busy not being busy in lockdown. Oh, look. We've got the mugs, all of the mugs to plug. Let me read some of them out. These are all available in the Pop Astro shop. I know Paul Sutherland has spent eons coming up with these. Astronomy is just my cup of tea. I've got stars in my eyes. Actually, it's a big old ring light in my eyes. I'm just going through a phase. That's a picture of the moon. Too hot to handle. It's the sun. I make my drinks the Milky Way. Good, I like that one. Stirry night. And there is a picture of a lovely galaxy. I don't know why I'm holding them up. They're minuscule. They're like postage stamps in here. It's time to mug up on Mars, and astronomy is looking up. These are all available in the Pop Astro gift shop. Please go. Treat a lovely astronomer to a nice mug to drink beverages outside from. Look, I've got my hand warmer here. That is my Celestron hand warmer, keeping me extra warm. Let's have a look at the comments. It was good. I'm loving Vicky's accents. Have I been doing accents? Don't. I think that's just. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Those accents of the president or resident. Okay. We're going over to Eleni now. Eleni, are you there? Oh, a slideshow is. There she is. Oh, hang on. I've done it wrong. Here we go. Here she is. Hi.
Hi. I'm sorry.
Hey,
my slideshow cannot speak yet. So.
Oh, you're going to bring it to life beautifully, though, I'm sure.
I will try. What a nice talk that was. I really liked that.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always nice to see people passionate about what they're doing, trying to make it, understandable for the rest of us.
I don't know. Why is it that I find gravitational lenses very sexy? There's something about them. They're the sex bombs of the universe.
I think you should put that on a t-shirt.
Can I have gravitational lenses are sexy on my mug, please, Paul Sutherland?
If you have anything to say about what goes on these mugs and what they should say, I think that's a good one. I think people would buy that.
Oh, so how are you, Eleni, tonight?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm not a little bit tired, but other than that, it's the end of the week. Looking forward to the weekend, so it's quite nice.
Okay, right. So I'm going to add your slideshow to the stream.
Perfect.
There we go.
And I'm going to make it nice and big. There we go.
Yeah. Uh-oh. There it is.
It takes a while.
Does it? Oh, good. That's great. Yeah, okay. Take it away.
Perfect. So a few things I'm going to talk about today. One of them is a mystery being solved by none other than Hubble again. And it's all about VY Canis Majoris, which is a hypergiant in the constellation of the Great Dog. And it started doing this really strange thing that Betelgeuse was doing last year. So it started dimming. And I know with Betelgeuse, scientists, astronomers got really excited because they thought it might be going supernova soon. It wouldn't. We wouldn't see it even if it did. But, you know, you can never stop hoping, right? So VY Canis Majoris is doing the same thing. And Hubble Space Telescope data suggests that a similar mechanism is probably behind that hypergiant's dimming. And this is probably down to outflow of gas from the star, which basically creates dust, and that dust blocks the light from the star for some time. Now, what happened to Betelgeuse was only a few weeks long, but what's happening to VY Canis Majoris is probably going to last for years. And I thought that's actually pretty cool. I think, to my knowledge, it's probably the second star that we've actually seen going through this dimming process, and it's quite an interesting thing to know and look for and observe while it's happening. And that's the picture there is what it looks like in optical from the data from Hubble. So that was one piece of interesting stuff. The second, let me see if that worked. It takes a while to check. No, there we go. Perfect. The second one comes to us from Max Planck Institute, and it's about a blazing nearby super-Earth. And the picture is, of course, an artistic impression, but I think it's actually a pretty cool one. So this super-Earth orbits a red dwarf star, and the name of the star, I hope I'm saying this right, is Gliese 486. I'm not sure if it's Gliese or Gliese. Apologies if I said that wrong. So that's in the constellation of Virgo. And oh my God, I've missed a parenthesis there. I'm so sorry. And it's 26.8 light years away. So it's relatively close, in our neighborhood, you could say. So despite being very close to its star, the planet could actually have retained part of its original atmosphere, and that could be key in understanding how atmospheres form. And I just love the idea that there is a planet with a surface temperature of 700 degrees, 430 degrees Celsius or 700 Kelvin, because that's actually, I don't know, it's terrifying, but also exciting. If anything could survive there, they would look pretty weirdly cool. So that's my little rant on blazing nearby super-Earths. Moving on from that, yay, it worked on the first go. On space news and weather, there is an Aurora Alert for today, tomorrow. There is an incoming solar wind with a speed of 550 kilometers per second. Unfortunately, it favors, or it's going to favor, people who are in Canada and Alaska. But there is a small chance that it could be visible from Europe as well, like Northern Europe. So maybe someone somewhere, if you guys see it, just take a picture, share it somewhere. So we know that we saw it. And the other interesting thing would require you to put your alarm clock for very early in the morning. So I don't know how many of you are up for that. But if you're up for it, there is a Jupiter and Mercury conjunction in the pre-dawn sky, which is worth seeing. The picture that I have here comes to us from Alan Dyer, and he photographed that from Alberta. In fact, I believe it was this morning, or pre-dawn sky. It's beautiful, isn't it? That pink
That's really good.
I know. I was like, whoa, you obviously are very committed to get up at that time to take that picture. So yeah, just have a look at that. If you can spot it, they should be pretty visible with a good pair of binoculars. And this time, I'm not going to end here. I have one more thing to say, and this is the British Science Week. So it started today, and it will end on the 14th of March. So you still have time to join, and you can find it online on britishscienceweek.org. And please get involved if you can. There's plenty of stuff you can do. I am going to be involved with a hashtag smashing stereotypes part of it. It's just a great way to get people involved with science, and I think it's worth putting it out there.
Now, somebody with the same surname as you says that you are amazing and we love you. I think you're probably related.
Oh, that is my sister. Let me see. Yeah, that's my sister.
Aww.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's one of my sisters. Thank you, Despina.
That's nice. There we go.
So yeah, that's all for me. I'll pass it on to you.
Oh, thank you so much for all the hard work you put into this. Have a lovely weekend, and yeah, glad you're getting a fan club. Let's have a look. Oh, I tell you, while we were talking about that that star dimming, when Betelgeuse last went dim, we checked on the Wikipedia page for it, and Betelgeuse has got one of the best Wikipedia pages I've ever seen. It's a really long page and lots of very interesting stuff about how the surface of Betelgeuse works. So I can highly recommend spending an hour plowing through that. It's fantastic.
That's a really good idea, and thanks for sharing that. I think actually Wikipedia sometimes does a pretty good job in popularizing certain aspects of science. So yes, if people want to know more, that's a great source, I think, to start with.
Great. And everybody's saying thank you.
You're welcome,
everybody's
guys.
saying thank you. All right. See you soon. See you next week.
You.
Bye.
Have a lovely weekend.
Bye. Oh, great. Brilliant. Cosmo is sitting atop of the microphone and looking fantastic. And thank you, Eleni. That was great. Okay, so let's go back to the running order. Things are going suspiciously smoothly this evening. Okay, so now we are going over to the man with a CV more dazzling than the night sky in the Namib Desert. We are going over to our new president, Andrew Coates. Hello, Andrew.
Evening. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. I flooded the washing machine and scratched the car minutes before coming on air, but other than that, it's gone quite smoothly.
Stressful, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like when you get a sock stuck in the washing machine door.
Oh dear.
And I could hear like, oh, the water. I thought I can hear a water feature. That's nice. And then look down and there's this like giant pool of water heading towards the desk where I am. So
well, hopefully it's turned off at the moment, is it?
It sure is. Yes. So welcome to the society.
Thank you very much.
Our president. How long have you been our president for?
A couple of weeks, really. So actually since the 30th of January, I suppose. But I'm taking over from Stephen, who's a really hard act to follow, you know. So, and as we'll see this evening, I'm sure.
You probably didn't hear. I said, what have you got any advice for the incoming president? And he said, have fun.
Have fun, yes. Well, I've already started having fun, and actually, yes, the job is really fun at the moment as well. You know, because we've just had a rover land on Mars, and another one going off in 2 years' time, which is the one where we're leading the camera system for that. But yes, have fun. I think is how it's going to be, and you know, really hope that we will have fun. The Society for Popular Astronomy is a great thing, and gets people interested in astronomy. And I think, you know, during the lockdown times at the moment, and with weather like we have at the moment, you know, being able to look up at the sky and see what's there is just one of the things we can do, and people learning more about it. So it's a great time to be coming into this.
Oh, that's so great. So what kind of stuff will you be doing for the SPA then?
Well, helping to get speakers for meetings. So we've already set up this year's meetings, the Zoom meetings, which go on every 3 months or so. So we've got the next one is going to be about a mission called Comet Interceptor. So that's Geraint Jones, my colleague, doing that. The next one after that will be about Gaia, another colleague doing that. And then in November, we've got Susie Imber from Leicester. She's going to be talking about Bepi Colombo, which is on the way to Mercury. And she's the person who won Astronauts on BBC Two a couple of years ago. So we've got some amazing speakers lined up. And so that's one of the things you have to do as president, to line up people to actually give talks. And then, the meetings and looking after things and seeing how it's going. But it's a well-oiled machine. I've already seen this over the last year as a vice president, and really good.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, so you were our vice president then. Wow, I'm truly in the presence of greatness tonight.
Yeah, it's and then so Stephen will be vice president and supporting me for the next year or so, and then we change over after that. So yeah, good fun.
Oh, fantastic. So tell us then about what you do in your day job, right? Because you told me this, was it yesterday we spoke? And
yeah.
You've been involved in nearly every main mission to the planets, haven't you?
I've been so lucky in my career. The current ones, we've got the Perseverance rover on the surface of Mars. So we have a science involvement in that, in the mast cam Z, which is the camera which sits at the top of the mast. It does stereo imaging and it's able to zoom. So we're not leading that one. But that is going to be collecting samples of Mars on the surface for later bringing those back by a future mission, which will bring bits of Mars back to Earth. And so that hopefully will go in 2026 or 2028, and that will bring samples back. And then the other thing I really love at the moment is that we have the Rosalind Franklin rover going to Mars in 2 years' time. So that's the thing I'm actually working on right now. And so we had a couple of meetings today about this. So that leaves Earth in 2022, September 2022, and it gets to Mars on the 10th of June 2023. Whatever date it launches. It has about a 10-day launch window. So that is so exciting. And actually, rather than a PowerPoint, I've got a model with me of our camera system, which is going to be on the rover, and just sort of get that for you. So this is our amazing piece of kit, which is going to... so this is just a model, so I'm allowed to touch it and everything. It's not a problem. So we have, this sits at the top of the mast. So we have two cameras here, a wide-angle camera there, and a wide-angle camera there. So those are spaced 50 centimeters apart. And with that, we get stereo vision. This here is a high-resolution camera. So that does the zoom bit for us. And this all sits at the top of the mast. So it's about 2 meters above the Martian surface. So something like this, above the ground. And that will be able to take amazing images of Mars. And so with that, we're able to do geology, and also some atmospheric science. And so we've packed as much science as we can into basically what is a camera system. So this will be going on from the current missions. And what we will do actually with ExoMars, the Rosalind Franklin rover, is to drill underneath the surface of Mars up to 2 meters. So the current mission can drill 6 centimeters. We're going to be drilling 2 meters. So the idea of that is to get below the harsh surface of Mars, because it's bathed in ultraviolet. There's oxidization going on. There's radiation from the sun and the galaxy, and we're getting below that to look for samples and look for signs of life. So we may, with that, we hope, be the first mission to find life anywhere else in the universe, unless the NASA rover does it first.
So you're working on some fantastic collaborations then. This brings it's like a network of academia and organizations all working together on these incredible projects. Yes, and actually the UK has played a huge role in the Rosalind Franklin rover. So it's actually built the rover itself. So Airbus in Stevenage built the rover. We'll be building the camera system, and yes, it's a big collaboration with other universities in the UK. So we've built that optical bench. Actually, Aberystwyth University have built the calibration target and the fiducial markers and the rover inspection mirror, the so-called small items. So with that, we can
get the colours right, get the shapes right, and we're also able to look underneath the rover itself. So there's other universities in the UK involved, and also we're working with Germany, with Switzerland, and with an international science team. So we have 9 countries on our science team for this. So really looking forward to launching in 2022, and then landing on Mars on the 10th of June 2023. That's the date for the diary.
Listen, I'm sat here and my chest is heaving with the excitement of it. It's amazing, isn't it? We've just had we might take it for granted that we're doing so much stuff in the solar system, but Jeff says, what incredibly interesting times we live in, being able to witness all these wonderful explorations of our solar system.
Yeah.
Wow. Kudos to everybody who's spending their life's work doing this. Wow.
Yes,
thank you, everybody.
It's a really fantastic field to be in, and I'm so lucky in my career, to have been involved not only in these Mars missions right now, but also I was involved in the Cassini mission, which went to Saturn. So we built an instrument for that. That spent 2004 to 2017 in orbit around Saturn. And with our instrument, we discovered, for example, some prebiotic chemistry going on at Titan. So that's a very exciting measurement. And also we played a role. We looked at the plumes of Enceladus with our instrument and found water and other stuff coming out of there as well. So that's been exciting. Also, we've been involved in, the beginning of my career, we were involved in Giotto, the mission which went to Halley's Comet. So this was, before you were born, obviously, but back in a very long time ago. And we were able to send the spacecraft through Halley's Comet. So that was just amazing to be able to do that. And also, we've been lucky enough to be involved in Mars Express, Venus Express as well. So just an amazing array of science. And of course, you get great scientific results out of each of them. But I think, just to round off the career, it would be great if we could possibly discover life on Mars. But everybody is looking for that.
Wow. Great. I'm just seeing if we've got any questions here. Karen says, InSight had trouble drilling into the surface of Mars. Has that changed with Rosalind Franklin?
Yeah, InSight was trying to, InSight was a success in the sense, and is still being a success. It has seismometers on it, which are measuring Mars quakes. So it's doing very well with that and trying to understand the interior structure of Mars. So you get a Mars quake when an asteroid or something like that actually hits the surface, and the thing rings like a bell, very, very quietly. But it's these seismometers are sensitive enough to pick that up. But the other bit was a mole which was going to dig underneath the surface, and so the drilling bit was with that mole. So the mole had a electromechanical device, a bit like a sort of hammer, hitting the tip of it all the time to try and get it down underneath the surface. And unfortunately, that didn't work very well. I think there must have been a stone in the way or something like that. With Rosalind Franklin, we have the chance of looking underneath the surface with a subsurface sounding radar to see where we're going to drill, decide where we're going to drill. So we look, with the cameras on the surface, we look with infrared spectrometers, we look underneath the surface with the subsurface sounding radar before we actually drill. So we know that we're going to be able to actually drill underneath the surface to a reasonable depth. And so the idea is to try and get a sample from deep. And the reason for that is to avoid the problems, which you might have with samples from nearer the surface. So going deep is really what you have to do to find Mars.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Okay, well, so I guess there's going to be people watching this stream, Andrew, who aren't yet members or maybe relapsed members of the SPA. Why should people join the SPA?
Well, the SPA is really important to join. We have, it's probably the best society for entry-level astronomers in the UK, and so that's the one to go to. I've just been out myself to look at Mars in the sky. Obviously, we've got this mission going to Mars, and you can learn so much by looking at the night sky. And the SPA gives you so many benefits. I mean, there's of course the magazine which comes out every quarter, packed with information about the night sky and all sorts of interesting things. It's great for young stargazers. My colleague Lucy is the chief stargazer for the
Chief
SPA.
stargazer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she is involved in sort of helping to write part of that every month. There's all the sections which are looking in detail, for example, at the sun and comets and things like that. So it's a great organization to join. There are the meetings every quarter or so. There's the SPA mug, fantastic.
Mhm.
So yes, it's a very good organization to join, and it's a good thing. And so, you know, what I hope is that during this, the end of hopefully this of lockdown now, but now and during the summer, be possible to go out and look at the sky and see the amazing things going on. I mean, Mars is just radiant in the sky still at the moment. I mean, it's fading somewhat, but compared to what it was, but it's very good in the sky, just underneath Orion. Yeah, so a great society to have been involved in on and off over 20 years. That's fantastic, yes. So for me, it's only a couple of years, but I've already seen the great things the SPA is doing. And in better times, of course, there are the events which people can go to and things like that. So hopefully we'll be back to that type of thing as well.
Yeah, for me, it's the social life. I'm a social butterfly of an astronomer. So I've already met so many online great people in this chat room, and when lockdown lifts, I'm sure that I'll just be able to walk in a room and definitely be the most popular person there.
Yes, everybody's watching this on a Friday night, and this is it's fantastic. Actually, the work you do with this is good.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. I was thinking it might be nice to have a Pop Astro kind of roadshow or get together or social, so we can all meet each other.
Absolutely, yeah, yes, because it's one thing to see screens on that, but a meeting in person would be much better. Yeah, but I mean, the meetings that we've got this year, so the next couple at least are going to be Zoom type meetings, but then hopefully eventually we'll be able to start booking rooms again and doing the actual meetings. But actually Zoom does give people the chance at the other end of the country to join in as well, actually. So there are some benefits to doing the meetings the way they are at the moment.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much. And good luck in your 2-year tenure as president. Thank you so much. Now, I sprung this on Stephen earlier. Now, you might not know, but in the past, we've played a game called Crater or Potato. Have you heard of that?
Sort of, yeah.
You just have to guess whether it's a crater on the moon or elsewhere, or a variety of one of the 4,000 varieties of potato. Surprisingly tricky.
Right, okay.
We've also played, this is Paul Sutherland's idea, you can tell he's a hack, rockery or crockery.
Oh, right, yeah.
And rockery, I think it's whether it's an asteroid or an IKEA crockery set.
Very good.
And tonight, we're really pushing the boundaries of tenuousness. President or resident of the heavens.
Oh, right. I'm afraid I'm not going to be very good on this one, but we'll see.
So I'm going to read you out a few names, and you've got to tell me whether it's a president of some far-flung land or a resident of the heavens.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Abul Wafa. Good name. Abul Wafa. President or resident?
I think it probably sounds like a president, but of course that's going to be wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, you're wrong. It's a crater on the far side of the moon.
Oh, cool.
Stephen got 1 out of 3, so you must beat him otherwise.
Right, no pressure.
Or else. Now, this one's a very interesting one. Yad al-Jawza. Yad al-Jawza.
Yad al-Jawza. Now, what is that going to be? Well, it's 50-50 chance, isn't it? So we'll say president again for that one. Yeah.
Now, this is really interesting. This might be the most interesting one, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yad al-Jawza. Now, if you say it quick enough, Yad al-Jawza. No, it still doesn't sound like it. Yadeljauser, they think might be the original pronunciation of, I refuse to call it Betelgeuse.
Okay, right, okay.
They say Yadeljauser, the derivation of Betelgeuse is more problematic than most, but experts today trace the name back to the Arabic Yad al-Jawza, the hand of the giant being Orion. A transcription error confusing the initial letters B and Y, which look quite similar in Arabic because of their similar shape, dates back to the 13th century when a star table by John of London, who lived and worked in Paris, named the star Betelgeuse.
There you go. Learn a new thing every day. Yes, that's...
So, yeah, Yadeljauser became Betelgeuse, became Betelgeuse.
Yeah. Right.
So that's a nice story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good story. Yes.
And Camilla. Is Camilla a president or a resident?
Well, I guess we haven't had any presidents yet, so this is going to be the president, right?
Oh, I gave you all residents, actually.
Oh, yeah. Trying to confuse me. Yes, I have no idea.
Camilla is a minor planet designation 107. She's one of the largest asteroids on the outermost of the asteroid belt, approximately 140 miles across. It's a member of the Sylvia family and located within the Cybele group.
All right, I should have got that. Yes, because at our lab, I'm deputy director in charge of the solar system, so I should have known that. It's in our own solar system. So, yeah.
Well, I think you did terribly, but your talk was beautiful.
Absolutely.
So you can't have everything. Okay, Jeff Stevens is saying, thank you for your fascinating talk. Congratulations on becoming supreme leader of us all.
Thank you very much, and really looking forward to doing it. And you know, it's a great organisation, and definitely look forward to working with you.
Oh, thanks, Andrew. See you soon.
Thanks a lot. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. That was great, wasn't it? Right. Okay. How do we follow that one? Quite simply, we're going to do it with Sonia in a minute. Let me have a medal with me banners. Give Sonia her own little banner. Where is it? There we go. Special guest Sonia Turkington coming up next. Let's see what's happening in the chat room. I tell you, these chat comments are absolutely fantastic because I don't really have to do content anymore. Just read out the comments and riff off them. Mary McIntyre. Oh, Mary. I'm wearing your necklace tonight. Look, that's stunning. Cosmo's just fallen face down. I'm wearing, look, double bling analemma necklace. Hang on. Let's move that, not me. Analemma necklace from the SPA shop, which surprisingly hasn't given me a rash, even though I'm allergic to nickel. So there's no nickel in it, and it's stayed on for months now, which means it's quite a robust necklace. And this is Mary's amazing necklace that she wove out of unicorn fur. It looks like, isn't that just so beautiful? Stunning, wonderful, Mary McIntyre. Okay. And she got proudest full marks on crater or potato, the only one so far. Quite the miracle work of that, Mary McIntyre is. Okay, we're going to go over to Sonia, who picked... I don't know how me and Sonia became friends on my Facebook, but suddenly she was commenting on all my live videos, and I thought, this girl likes what I'm doing. And that's nice, isn't it, to have somebody doing that? And we kind of forged a friendship. And next thing you know, she was telling me about her interest in weather. And somehow it got suggested that Sonia started to do weather forecasts for the SPA. So if we have a clear night, you will have noticed over the past couple of weeks that Sonia has been posting little short, very cheery videos. Even though she's terrified of being on camera, she's really pushed her comfort zone. And now she's happily doing regular and very in-depth astronomy weather reports for the SPA. That is absolutely fantastic. And it just goes to show how you can hone your hobby, maybe even turn it into a career with the SPA, which is why it pays to get involved. So clicks add to basket. There we go. We've got some David Hardy note cards in the SPA shop. Very nice. Okay. I'm gonna just go over to Sonia right now. Are you coming in? 3, 2, 1, Sonia. Here she is.
Hello.
Oh, Sonia, you were so scared of doing video, and now look at you, you're flying.
I know. I can't believe how my confidence has grown as well. I'm like really, really proud of myself because I never would ever get up and even do this on camera as well with everybody.
I was listening to one of my self-help gurus today, and it says when you're out of your comfort zone, you are creating new neurons and neuroplasticity. That is hard to say. Neuroplasticity is increasing. So yeah, it's good for your brain doing this.
It is. I've even brought a space monkey as well.
Maybe one day Space Monkey and Cosmo might get to meet.
Oh, he needs a name, so if anyone wants to make a name up for him, please do.
Oh, please do. Let's have a close look. Let's get him full screen. Hang on, let's get it full screen.
He's let's
have a look.
So there we go.
Let's have a look at the face. Oh, that's cool, actually. It's a NASA Space Monkey. The popular astronomers are quite good at coming up with names. They came up with Cosmo's name. So please think of a name for Sonia's Space Monkey. So tell us a little bit about yourself then, Sonia. You're quite new to the SPA, first of all, aren't you?
I am. I think was it last month that I only joined the SPA, and I was like, this is a really, really cool society. And I thought there's something. I think in all astronomy societies, there's weather that's missing from it. I thought this is the time I could possibly get my weather forecaster skills in and bring it to the SPA for everybody. And I thought that would be really cool to do for everybody to see. And hopefully it might learn people as well and get people into doing their own thing of what they want to do.
So you're one of the weather watchers, aren't you? The BBC weather watchers.
I am. I'm constantly probably spamming Owen and Emmanuel and Kelly on the Northwest and constantly sending them photos every day to try and get them onto the Northwest BBC.
Wow. So what was your last one a lovely picture of the full moon?
It was. So that was my last one of the moon, yes.
So tell us about your interest in the weather then. Why the weather? I mean, it's amazing, full stop, but you go a little bit more in depth, don't you?
Yeah, so I think astronomy and weather, they go nicely together. So originally, I started astronomy in 1997 originally when my dad first showed me how to take a photo of Comet Hale-Bopp. And when it was when he had his very old Fujifilm 35mm camera, which I still have upstairs. And I've just managed to get as well an adapter to fit all his lenses on my camera as well. So I'm starting to use his lenses. And then as I got older, into my teens, I then came into the weather, like, you know, when it's raining, so I'm constantly going outside, seeing what clouds are outside. Every day I'm outside looking for what photo opportunities I can get of everything and anything at the moment. I think it's just as it got older as well, where I am now, I'm more into wanting to do something like that. And I'm still constantly learning myself of, you know, how to read forecasts, you know, and write the forecasts down as well. So I'm learning as I'm going along, doing all the weather forecasts for you all.
I've always wanted to know, like, where does, not the weather itself, where does a weather forecast come from? And do you like get a printout and you've got to like figure out how to word it or what?
Oh, so I've got like everything up right now. So I use MetCheck, you know, to have a look in all the areas of the country to try and get a overall of what it's going to be like. So if you go onto MetCheck, you actually can get a hobby. So you can go into hobbies, you can click astronomy, and you can put what club or astronomy society you're into on there, and then it will give you like the forecast as well for your astronomy society where you are in the country. And then I use like the jet stream forecast, which I'll do like the hourly charts, the GF charts, and then I'll go onto surface pressure charts where you're high and you're low, and where the surface pressures are, you know, of looking. So currently I'm looking on Tuesday at the moment. I can see a low pressure, the west of Ireland, slowly, gradually coming into the UK for next week. So it's not going to be nice next week. It's going to be quite some wintry in some areas as well. It's going to be quite wet and windy next week. So I don't recommend going out next week.
I'm just checking. Oh no, double raindrops. We've had the most sensationally calm day here on Anglesey today. I'm just wondering.
I think at the moment West is the best. I think it's going to stay like that until Monday. West is going to be the best, and the jet stream's moving over us as well. Come Tuesday, so that's going to be directly over the UK as well at the moment. So that's going to bring us the not very nice weather that we can expect next week.
My weather forecast is actually looking all right for the rest of the week after that, though. So we've just had a lovely spate of very clear nights. What kind of conditions make that kind of thing happen?
So the jet stream has been nicely above the UK, which brings up like nice dry weather from the south. And there's been a high pressure sat over the UK as well, which has brought us the stable conditions. So that's all going to change. So you'll notice, so come next week, the jet stream will come across the UK. The low pressure is going to come in, and the isobars are going to be tightly packed, which will bring us the wet and windy weather next week. So the when the isobars are nice and got a big gap, nice stable weather, when you see them tightly close together, that's when it'll bring the wet and windy weather forecast for us. And also the jet stream. It all depends on the jet stream. What I found out the other day, which I didn't know, if the jet stream's over us, if you're on top of the Mount Everest, because the jet stream it's about 6 miles above the Earth's surface, you're actually walking through the jet stream on Mount Everest. And that's one thing that I found out when I was looking up the weather the other week.
Oh, my word, Sonia, that's so interesting. So you've taught me so much stuff that I didn't know there. And I know that you've been working behind the scenes this week with Robin and Paul to tailor the astronomy weather forecast that you've been doing. So you offer, what's a Pilkington? You can tell I don't do much telescope time.
So
Pilkington?
was it Pickering?
Oh no, Pickering, sorry, not Pilkington, sorry. Yeah. I'm the most amateur of amateur astronomers. I just look at the BBC weather app.
It's like the seeing conditions in the atmosphere of how much water vapor is in the atmosphere, of how well you can see the stars in the telescope. So the Pickering's all in the telescope of how, how it varies on how you I think what's the word of how when you focus it. So if you can't focus it very well, then that's because the Pickering's not very good and the seeing conditions aren't of how they should be.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Now, what observing do you do? Tell us a little bit about your kit.
Oh, so I've been in Mum's bubble now since March, and I've had the 10-inch Dobsonian at Mum's. I've always been terrified of bringing it home, so I'm like, oh, it's not going to fit in the car, is it? So I only just recently got what I would call it Mr. Dobby for short. And I've been viewing quite a lot recently now. I've got the Pleiades, Mars, Orion's Nebula, the moon. I'm out every night with the moon. If you notice, every night I put a Facebook photo on of the moon, what I've been getting. And then I'm hoping soon to try and capture Jupiter and Saturn early in the morning if it's clear, and maybe Mercury, but I think that might be a bit low on the horizon. And don't forget as well, we have the partial solar eclipse coming up in June, which I'm looking forward to. I think June the 10th, early in the morning, a partial solar eclipse that we can see here.
Oh, Sonia, you know what? Even since when I first spoke to you and you were so scared of coming on, and you've got a real natural way of delivery, doing your weather forecast and just chatting now. It's like you've been on the screen for years. I think I anticipate great things for you.
I sit here and I'm like, do my deep breaths. I'm ready to come on.
Oh, Sonia, well, I just get the feeling that I think the SPA is really going to enrich your life, and bring you together with some really interesting people.
It'd be nice as well for, to have some thoughts and comments on what they think of my weather forecasts, and, maybe point me in a direction of, what I could probably do better for them, because they probably aren't perfect. So, yeah, it'd be nice, anything they want me to include, or, yeah, anything like that, really.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really lovely. Some lovely, kind, gentle, constructive criticism for Sonia to help. So, because I get this will be a fantastic regular feature that people will refer to, and it'll all enrich the content of the SPA, bring us all closer together, give us an even more human face.
It is, and I'm hoping to develop it as the year goes on, and especially being in touch with Robin of what I can possibly bring. Later on in the year, possibly autumn time, maybe in a magazine or something, to actually do a how-to guide as well with the weather, like how do we get rainbows, April showers, thunderstorms, that sort of how relating to sort of astronomy as well with it.
Ah, Sonia, that's so nice to see you, and we'll definitely have you back on as a regular.
I'd like to
That
come
would be
back as
really,
a
really
regular.
nice.
Thank you.
Oh, well, look, you can't get her off now. She's just going to be
Yeah, bye,
dominating.
Vicky. Bye, Vicky. Go
Aw.
on.
Yeah. Now, do you want to know? So you've got some monkey names here. I don't know whether you've
Oh, go
spotted
on.
the ones. Now,
I saw
Ham,
Castor.
why Castor? Why would it be Castor? Sandra, is it Castor a monkey? Castor and Pollux. Is it a monkey star?
That's what I was thinking. It sounds like a star, Castor, doesn't it?
Let's have a look. Ham is a space chimp. So you've got God, so many comments here. Let's have a look. The first chimp in space was Ham.
Oh, okay.
Let's have a look here. But somebody come up with a good one. Where is it? Amateur astronomer. Ham came back safely, everybody, which makes a change from when they launch animals into space. Just pay attention to that, Cosmo. We'll be sending you up on a one-way trip if you don't behave.
Oh, he could apply. He can apply, can't he? He put his application forward for the 8 crew members for 2023 moon mission.
Oh, there we go. Look, David says, great enthusiasm and presenting style. Well done, Sonia. There you go. See, that's all you need to know. There you go. That's all we need to know. So have we got clear skies this weekend, Sonia?
It doesn't look very good, I'm afraid. West is best, partly cloudy, but it's going to be mostly cloudy, I'm afraid. Sunday night, a possibility. I'm keeping my eye out on Sunday night. So far, it's looking good, but the weather charts are constantly changing, so I'm having to do it every day instead of a few days in advance to try and get it precise for everybody.
I'm just going to have a quick look at something on Google. Castor star. I quite like the name. Castor monkey. Hang on. I've got an arrow in the way. Monkey. Get out of the way, Cosmo. Is it 8 bright stars? Because you're the creator of the mystery curious. I've Googled Castor, star, and monkey. And I don't know whether it's a monkey constellation. I'm not aware of any monkeys in the sky. Are you?
No. Unless it's a new one that we don't know about.
Oh, Sandra just thought it was a cute name. I like Castor and Ham. Sorry.
Yes. Is it? Do you think he's a Castor?
It's a good name, and you'd need to get a Pollux as well, then, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. How? I have a long pink furry monkey, which could be Pollux, but he's not very spacey. It's just something that I got from Chester Zoo.
Oh, well, I tell you, honestly, as with all things, you might need to go away and sleep on it. The name, another name might come to us. So I don't think it needs to be now. Otherwise, you're going to be lumbered with a name. Sonia, it's been so good to speak to you. I need to go now.
Oh, thank you for having me, Vicky.
Oh, it's a pleasure, love. Anything I can do to help mentor you. Welcome to the SPA, and thank you so much for all of your enthusiasm. Loads of Colin Crater. I thought that said, well done, Sonia. Jed Max says, a long pink no. Jed Mac didn't say that. Jed Mac says the comments are going too quick for me to. The comments are going too quick for me to click on. When I go to click on one, it jumps to the next one. Thank you, Sonia. Well done. There you go. See, they love you. Jed. They love you.
Someone has to.
Oh, Sonia, we all love you, and it's great. You've done some stuff with Tracy Snellis, have you?
I did. So if anyone's a part of the Astronomy for Fun group on Facebook, so we founded that group on Facebook, and you may have seen us when we was down doing a Northwest Astronomy show a few years back, and we actually had a table there and telescopes set up and some leaflets. I'm hoping when it comes back again, hopefully we'll start to do that again. And it's a great place to be, especially if you want to meet some famous people as well. Because we got
such as you.
We got a photo with John Culshaw. We've met Mark Thompson, who did the Stargazing Live. I met Nick Howes. He's really nice. So if you get to some famous places. I've met all the BBC Sky at Night team. Pete Lawrence, Paul Abel, Chris Lintott. That was when I actually went down to the astronomy show of their first one. I think it was down in Birmingham. I think they did that, and Pete Lawrence cut the ribbon to do that.
Oh, lovely. Well, I'm sure we'll have no doubt that me and you will be meeting soon, Sonia. So good luck. Thank you for everything, and see you soon.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Oh, wow. What a lovely, enthusiastic new member of the SPA. Right then, it's time for me to pack up, hoil my gear away, mountains of gear, into the car, across the quadrant, and over the hills and far away and back home. And I might get to see the absolutely beautiful Anglesey sky, famed for its dark skies around here. It's absolutely wonderful. It was clear as a bell. That doesn't really relate to seeing, does it? Bell analogy. Crystal clear. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. It's crystal clear when I came in here. Hopefully it's not clouded over. And what's visible in the sky tonight? It's been that long since I've actually bothered looking at the sky that I can't remember what's visible at the minute. I did see Cassiopeia lowering in the sky, and that means that I will be able to soon, my pretty, be able to look at Andromeda without the scope pointing vertically right up like that, because I love looking at Andromeda. It's my absolute favorite thing to look at. Right, okay. Thank you, everybody. Good night, Bob. Oh, thank you, Kath, for those nice comments. Thanks for all the fun. Jerry says, this Wednesday, Hertford. Astronomy Group speaker will be no less than the lead executive of Mars 2020. For details on the link, it's free. Go to Vest of the asteroid just past opposition. Maybe my special Star Sense Explorer Celestron telescope might help me find Vesta, actually, because it's good at that. Right, everybody. Oh, thanks. Thank you. The words of encouragement mean the world to me, not for egotistical reasons, but just because it's so fraught doing this show, and it just makes me confident that I am on the right track. Yes. Is that Q? Is that our Q watching? Mr. Q, we sat next to each other at some rather upmarket Christmas do. Hi, Q. Nice to have you along for the show. Yeah, this has been our presidential special. So thank you to Vice President Stephen Serjeant. Thank you to our new president, Andrew Coates. I'll do a Rimmer salute. Oh, it's Q-tips. I do hope you do Q-tips in a magazine about astronomy, Q. I've still got the spinning top that you... No, you didn't give me a spinning top. You gave me... You wrote in a lovely Christmas card for me, Q, which was really nice, and I've kept it. It was really lovely. You wrote a little note about me becoming a videographer or something, and it was really sweet. Very touching little gift, so thank you. Yeah, night, Sonia. Great forecast. Mars close to Pleiades. Let's go and have a look at that. If you're not already a member of the SPA, what are you waiting for, you absolute lunatic? Great, smooth show tonight. Enjoyable as always. Thank you, Sonia. When the sun rises in the morning, I'm going to check to see whether I pranged the car with one of me backdrop poles that happened to bash the side of the door. Won't tell the boyfriend that one. Oh, thank you. Oh, Q, it'd be lovely, yes, until we're all together again. So lovely. Yeah, and Sonia's saying, thank you for all of the lovely comments, everybody. And yeah, thanks for all the comments, because they mean I don't have to make content anymore. I just read the comments and it makes me look like I've done loads of prep, which I have, actually. I have. Right, let's switch the off button. Thank you, everybody. Get your comments in. I'll give you 10 seconds to get the comments in. We'll look at the Eye of God, which is available from the SPA shop. Could I make this look like my eye? I don't think I can do this. No. Oh, do I look like Terminator had an eye like that? Terminator's eye. Hang on. Do I need to go? I'm trying to figure out which way to go. There you go. This is the Eye of God. Can't remember what these little things are called. It's those things. It's available from the SPA shop. It is stunning. Whoa! You won't be getting the benefit of this like me, but that is really crazy 3D. The kids would absolutely love that. Slip it into a gift card, send it to an astronomer. Happy astronomers on their birthday. Great. Bye all. Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much for helping me to do this. You've been an amazing help, Robin. And of course, Paul has as well. Bye, everybody. Hopefully, it won't be too long with the forecast. Thank you. Don't forget to share, of course. I never said those words to anyone tonight. Share this video. The SPA is a voluntary organization, and it really, really helps with Facebook algorithms when these videos are shared and commented upon. So please share this video right now. Now, I'm seeing there's 60 people watching, but when I go back and look at the Facebook replay, it says that only maybe 10 or 15 people have shared the video. So some of you aren't doing your God-bound duty to the SPA to share the video. So please do. It'll be wonderful. And I will be back next week. And who have we got next week? We have got, check my phone. We have got, dun, 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 2 great guests. It's an International Women's Day special. We have got Claudia Antolini, who was one of our guests in the past, one of our first ever guests, and Libby Jackson, space lady extraordinaire. And she's going to be talking about her new book. So that's great. 176 comments. Thank you. Yeah. God, it's no wonder I'm traumatized after doing the show, after keeping up with like nearly 200 comments. Right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Off button, here we come. I don't like pressing the off button. I really don't. It's just, look at my space nude. Look at my space nude. Maybe we could sell these in the shop. How good is that? Smells funny. I'll see you later. Bye.